Hello there everybody and welcome to this thing that I'm doing. Daniel Craig's final performance as James Bond came in 2021's No Time to Die, and since then there's been a lot of speculation as to who will replace him. There's been reports of Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Cillian Murphy, and even the likes of Regé-Jean Page. But since then, Shogun's taken the world by storm, and everybody's been enamored by the incredible performance delivered by Cosmo Jarvis, who of course plays John Blackthorne. And I'd be amazed if his name is not currently on the lips of Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli, who are in charge of finding the next Bond. You see, Cosmo ticks every box for the role. He's English, he's in his mid-30s, he's not very well known, and he looks the part. But most importantly, his acting ability is outstanding. Like many of you, Shogun was my introduction to the world of Cosmo, but I've since had a quick look at some of his other works, and I can tell you that he's also given incredible performances in the likes of Calm with Horses, Peaky Blinders, Persuasion, and even Lady Macbeth. All of these roles showcase his incredible versatility, let alone his expertise with accents, which really can't be understated, and not many actors possess the wide range that he has. Anybody who's seen an interview with him will also know that he often comes across fairly shy and awkward, which is a far cry from the characters he portrays, and that really highlights just how high his acting abilities really are. And when I watch his performances, he strikes me as the kind of actor who fully assimilates the characters he portrays, and this is even alluded to by his Shogun co-star Anna Savai in an interview with The Direct. She and Cosmo were asked how they developed their dynamic both on and off screen, and Anna says of Cosmo, he is so dedicated. When he's working, he's just the character. And later on in the interview, they're asked what their favorite element of exploring their characters was, and Cosmo says, "I like scrutinizing and studying the text a lot and exploring all the different possible intentions that might be applicable to the purpose of that motivation or scene." And this is why he is such an incredible and versatile actor, because he lives and breathes the characters that he plays. Imagine what this kind of thought process applied to a character like James Bond could achieve. I honestly believe if Cosmo does get the role of 007, he could transform it in such a way not seen since Heath Ledger played the Joker. Daniel Craig of course did a very good job during his time as Bond, but I personally found his version to be a little bit too serious. Now I know that his movies were supposed to be a more serious take on the character, but I think in doing that, Bond lost a lot of the charm that made previous iterations of the character so well loved. To me, Bond is supposed to be fun and slightly silly. It's supposed to be escapist cinema with elaborate plots and a larger-than-life hero. And whilst Craig's Bond portrays the spy element of the character very well, it just doesn't feel like James Bond. But this is exactly what Cosmo can bring back to the character, because I think with him we could see a mixture of the cheesiness of the Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan eras, whilst also maintaining the seriousness of the Daniel Craig era, blending in the best of both worlds whilst adding in some of Cosmo's own flair in the process. But what do you guys think? Would Cosmo make a good Bond, or would you rather somebody else get the part? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this thing that I'm doing. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.